I'm Nick from Vire Engines. I just want to show you about core plugs. So a lot of people don't really know that they can do these in the boat. This one I've refurbished, this 7 horsepower cylinder, but I do send an instruction leaflet out. But in order to get the old core plugs out, what you find is the best thing is one of these long screwdrivers. You can use like a chisel. It's got a nice blunt end. And this is loose now, but the way I got this out, as you see, the middle was completely rotten. So how do you get this out? And the answer is, what you do is you position right on the lip of the bit you want to remove, which is the old core plug, and you get your hammer and you hit it at the top. And what happens is when you bash it in, and I can only demonstrate, it turns like that, do you see? And then you can just use your screwdriver to flick it out, and that way you haven't left any metal inside. Now it's a good idea to clean all this out. I've spent literally hours doing this cylinder, including blocking off the banjo type thing and putting the later styled elbow in the position, and honing it. I've cleared also, this is important, if you're going to change your core plugs, because these stainless ones last forever, you want to be able to get the rust and dirt out, so the drain plug is very important. And what I find is that these are usually blocked up. It took me about half an hour, and I've got like a curved chisel which is just right for getting in there, and also a Dremel with like a small drill point on there, which is quite long, and you can drill up at this sort of angle. It goes upwards and towards the front, the little channel, but don't muck up the threads on here. Somebody's already changed this, but it's in good condition. So I've cleaned all that drain channel out, and I've got all of the dirt and silt out, and no, the threads are good. That will go back there on tight. But I'm just going to show you how to put the new ones in. So you want something like Hylamar. If you've got the banjo style outlet, then this is the only stuff that's safe to use, because all the other sealants, they form round hard rubber balls inside and they'll clog. It's one of the reasons I removed this, but this will be safe because it never sets. So you just go round. Obviously I've cleaned this up with like a Dremel drum on the inside, so something like this, or you could use a bit of sandpaper before I put the sealant on, and then drop your hole in. Now these are about 0.3 millimeters too big. You don't want them loose. Now here's the technique. You want is a mandrel. Sockets are perfect for this. You could have a short socket with an extension, or just this long one I like. Now the inside diameter of the big core plugs is about 26 millimeters, so anything which is a bit smaller than that is fine, and that will sit in. And on the smaller type, because there's only 2 sizes for Vires, the inside is about 22. So again, I'd want something which is a little bit loose in there. So those are the 2 mandrels I'm going to use. And now here's the technique. What you do is you hit it, you try and steer it by hitting it flat and hitting it in direction, but you want to end up with this flat on the outside, and then rub the cracking with sealant just to stop any rust starting in between. But the thing to remember is, once that it's deformed and it's shrunk down to size, you won't need to hit it as hard, and if you do, it will just go straight in quickly and you'll ruin it. You will have to take that core plug out if it's fallen inside, and order a new one if you haven't got one spare. So don't do that. What you want to do is keep checking as it goes down that it's flat, and you stop and slow down. So here we go. So I can see this is a little bit crooked. Right, ready to go. I'm just using my eye and I'm looking to see which is the high side, which is here at the moment. So I'm going to hit this side of the socket a bit more. Nearly there. High side here. Really, and not bashing it very hard, just a bit at the bottom. So none of it's proud now. That's beautiful. I'm just going to finish off with a bit of sealant on the edges, or paint's fine. There you go. That's it. That'll last forever. And I'll show you with the other side. You've got a big one and a small one, and I'll just demonstrate. I'm using the different mandrel here. This is already cleaned and sanded, so I just need to take some sealant, rub it in there. You don't want loads. That's it. And then clean my finger off. This stuff sticks to your fingers, by the way, so you might want to use rubber gloves. Right, drop it in and check it's roughly square. I'll give you a close-up on this one. So just keep checking it's not tilting. Now this one's a bit tighter, so I'm hitting it harder. Now it's deformed, I can feel it going slightly faster. I'll ease off. Lighter hammer blows. Keep checking the height. Look which side to steer it. And that's just lovely. Squashing the sealant in. Finished. And then, well, let's do this last one, shall we? So that's all clean and sanded. You can go on bare metal or paint, but it's important that you've sanded the rust off first, otherwise it's not going to be a nice circle and the rust might be porous. So there we go. I think that should be fine. So we've got the bigger type of core plug. These are stainless steel. I do sell them in BZP, but it's not worth doing. I don't know why people order them. It's not true about sacrificial anodes, because the amount of zinc on the BZP one is fine. See, I did that really quickly. And that's it. So now you could whoops. Now you've got a full set of core plugs, and it would take you about 15 minutes to knock them out. Clean them up with sandpaper. Bit of this, if you're happy that you've cleaned it out first, and then tap them in. Incidentally, if you're on the boat doing this, all you need to do is take the carburettor off for safety, and get the Dynastar off so you can get a good swing with this. But leave them in situ, and you can do it in the boat. But obviously, when you take these out, you're going to get a bit of mess. So I would have like some toweling around so that you can catch all the mess. And then if you've got something to hook the rubbish out, and this is one of my favourite tools, it's just a piece of coat hanger wire, and what you can do is you can get in there at all the different angles, and you can even clear out the drain channel. Remember, the drain channel comes up like this direction if you're trying to clear it. And you can also dig down if you've removed this core plug. It's nice to have that operational. So there you go. This is Nick from vireengines.com. If you want to order stainless steel core plugs, I'm the only person in the world that does these. I had them made specially for the Vire. The BZP plugs are available as well, but they're only for fresh water. These are for salt water. Like a few of the things I sell, these engines were never designed for salt water. So I've had parts made so that they'll be reliable in salt water. So there you go. Thanks very much for watching, and remember to support me, because I'm supporting you all.